When I first got online, I come up with a tagline. Here at the right side of Kennebunk will report to you the news that the mainstream media and your conservative media will not report to you. Yeah, I would go back and show you the evidence that I have that I came up with that tagline a long time ago and not the Rush Limbaugh show. But you know what? His premier radio network had my channel deleted for copyright infringement. So I can't go back and show you that the real copyright infringement happened to be from the Rush Limbaugh show. Yeah, I thought we were supposed to be protected from copyright infringement here on YouTube, but evidently not. And I thought we were supposed to be protected in our country from voter fraud, but evidently we're not. With that being said, I am not a Ron Paul supporter, nor have I ever been, nor will I ever be. And I have had a great deal of fun over the last bit of time making fun of Ron Paul. Yeah, I even recently have referred to him as Mr. Oprah. Yes, a man who cannot win a primary or a caucus. Well, I found out today that actually I consider this to be voter fraud. Yes, of the high-end degree. Now, I have to admit, I've been a birther for a great deal of time and have had a blast being one. Yes, to the point where we even got a sitting president to deliver a fraudulent document before the American people, which your mainstream media and your conservative media will not report to you. But I consider this to be outrageous voter fraud in the Virgin Islands. Yes, I really do. I came across two articles. I just found out about this, so I decided to go online and get a couple of news stories to see if there was anybody else reporting the story. This is on Slate.com. The Virgin Island Caucus, how Ron Paul lost by getting the most votes, I'll just read you that headline again so I don't confuse you. The Virgin Islands Caucus, how Ron Paul lost by getting the most votes. The headline doesn't match the data reporting from St. Thomas. The AP declared Mitt Romney the winner of the Virgin Island Caucus. At the same time, the local Republican Party prints these numbers. And you know I will be linking up a couple of these articles to you. 384 total cast, that would be votes. 112 to Ron Paul, 29%. He won one delegate. 101 to Romney, 26%. Won 3 delegates, plus 3 RNC members pledged. Picked up an uncommitted delegate after the balloting for a total of 7. Yes, he picked up another one after the balloting for a total of 7. 23 to Santorum for 6%, no delegates. 18 to Newt Gingrich, 5%, no delegates. 130 uncommitted, 34%, 2 delegates, but 1 change to Romney after the vote tallies were announced. Yes, you heard me right. 1 change to Romney after the vote tallies were announced. How did Paul get 11 more votes than Romney but lose to him on delegates? It's complicated. No, it's not complicated. I'm not going to bother to read this part of the article. I will link it up to you. Why? Because there's a lot of names I cannot pronounce. And I don't want to get into not verbally articulating their names right and then distracting you from the overall premise of doing my blog. You see, what happens is that they elect delegates to the convention at their caucus. And the delegates choose themselves who they want to support. So when you vote for a delegate, you're actually voting for a delegate who supports a particular candidate. So I really don't understand why they even bother to have a caucus with the presidential candidates, or I should say the candidates vying for the Republican nomination on the ballot. What they should do is just have the delegates' names up there, and you elect these people to go to the Republican convention, to the point where one person who got elected to be a delegate changed his mind after the balloting was already taken and went to Romney. Now, I found this other article from the Examiner, because like I said, here at the right side of Kennebunk, we report to you the news that your mainstream media and your conservative media will not report to you. These articles are not easily found. Ron Paul gets first win in Virginia. Virgin Islands, sorry. Start again. Ron Paul gets first win in Virgin Islands, but all news agencies report Romney. Now, the reason that they're reporting Romney is, let's face it, let's be honest, because it's not the popular vote that counts, it's the delegate count. So it's possible, via Virgin Islands as an example, to win the popular vote and not get the delegate count. Now, I will link up this article as well, but I do want to say I have made fun of Ron Paul, left and freaking right. Yeah, I referred to him as Mr. Oprah, but you know what? Here at the right side of Kennebunk, we'll congratulate Ron Paul and his supporters on their first win in the Virgin Island Caucus, because as far as I'm concerned, voter fraud was committed, and it doesn't surprise me none. Now, being a birther, I have paid a lot of attention to voter fraud and the Democrat Party, but I'll tell you, mister, I have to admit, the amount of voter fraud that is going on this year in our Republican process is unfreaking believable. Now, I understand that the Republican Party, that would be the establishment, want Mitt Romney. They're doing everything they can to get Mitt Romney elected, to the point of even committing delegate fraud. Florida, a winner-take-all state, went before April 1st. GOP rules state. Any primary that goes before April 1st cannot be a winner-take-all state. But guess what? Romney still gets those 50 delegates. No, they're not being divvied up. So here at the right side of Kennebunk have said, and I repeat it again, I will not participate in a fraudulent election. And if Mitt Romney gets the Republican nomination, I will not vote for him. No, here at the right side of Kennebunk will not compromise our principles. I'm sorry, I cannot do it, and I refuse to. And people say, oh, well, that's just a vote for Obama. I'm sorry, Obama supports infanticide. Yes, that was something that he voted for as a state legislator. He actually is the only bill that he actually worked on and was real committed to. Well, Mitt Romney also supports abortion through Romney Care. Yes, he subsidized $50 abortions in Massachusetts, and they continue to do that to this day, even to the point where he put Planned Parenthood on a board. Yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, here at the right side of Kennebunk cannot compromise our principles when it comes to the very act of abortion. No, because we do not believe for 1 minute if a candidate cannot protect the rights of an unborn child, what the hell makes you think he's going to protect yours? With all that being said, I'm Tim Donovan, and I'm on the right. You want to know where I am? Just look to the right. You're going to see me declaring Ron Paul and his supporters the winners of the Virgin Islands Caucus here on the right side of Kennebunk. Yes, I've congratulated everybody when they win a primary or caucus, and today is no exception. Ron Paul is no longer Mr. Oprah. No, he's got a victory under his belt in the Virgin Islands.